Based on the flash unit you're about to see, I'm going to make a prediction. The used market for strobes is going to get a lot busier when photographers start trading up to these new off-camera flash units from Profoto. Years ago, when I first started using small flashes and studio strobes, I never imagined that the state-of-the-art lighting could look and work like this. This is the new Profoto B1 500 AirTTL off-camera flash, and I was able to test a couple of them. It's an incredible blend of studio strobe power, TTL capability, and cordless convenience from the lighting experts at Profoto. Pro shooters know that you need to use small flashes for certain things because they have capabilities that studio strobes don't, and vice versa. But these lights change what's possible. To begin with, this is a quality piece of gear that weighs under 7 pounds with the battery installed. The look, the feel, and the operation are very well thought out and just what you'd expect from Profoto. The controls on both the optional transmitter and the back of the flash unit itself are easily read, and setup is incredibly simple. And what makes this flash so great is the specs and how it really follows through on high-tech promises. I turned on the light, easily understood all the controls without a manual, mounted and turned on the optional Profoto Air Remote TTL-C on my Canon 6D, and captured a well-lit shot on the very first click. Now, I'm a bit of a gear nut, and I actually don't mind reading manuals, but it's such a pleasure when a piece of high-tech gear just works. The Profoto B1 500 Air TTL off-camera flash is a 500-watt second strobe with a 20-watt LED modeling light. Now that modeling light is equivalent to a 70-watt tungsten bulb, and you can have it off, proportional to the flash power, or it can be on full. Flash power has a 9-stop range, and it can be adjusted in 1/10 of a stop or full stop increments directly on the unit or from the optional remote. I should point out that if you're using the remote for TTL control, you can add or subtract up to 2 stops of light. So let's look at the TTL control. This optional Profoto Air Remote TTL-C operates TTL, or through-the-lens metered flash exposure, for Canon cameras, and the Nikon version, called a TTL-N, is due to be released in 2014. You can control up to 3 groups of lights, and the spec sheet says that TTL control can be up to 330 feet away. Then, with manual non-TTL control, it can work at up to 1,000 feet. Although that would depend on your environment and if there's any interference in the 2.4 gigahertz frequency band where this unit operates. Now, here's something especially cool about the Profoto TTL control. You can start in TTL mode, get your flash exposure set by snapping a shot, and then flip the controls over to manual, and whatever the power setting was for your TTL exposure will be your starting point for your manual exposure. You don't have to start from scratch when you flip to manual like you do with some other systems. When you're shooting at full power, the flash recycle is only 1.9 seconds, and you get 220 full power pops from a fully charged battery. And as you reduce your power, you'll get hundreds more flashes. Recycle time drops to 0.1 seconds at low power, and the flash duration is amazing. In normal mode, where color temperature is a top priority, flash duration is 1/1000th of a second at full power and 1/11,000th of a second at low power. Then, if you set the flash to freeze mode, where brief flash duration takes priority, low power T0.5 flash duration is as brief as 1/19,000th of a second. And there's even a strobe mode that flashes up to 20 times a second, assuming you can get your hands on a camera that can keep up with that. I can imagine some photographers who get this kind of versatility for the first time will spend weekends in the studio and backyard freezing sports or flowing water mid-pour. The flash comes with a standard charger that recharges the battery to full power in a couple of hours, but there's an optional quick charger that does the job in 1 hour. The slower charge rate is better for battery conditioning. Now personally, I would just buy an extra battery instead of the fast charger for how I prefer to work. There's also an optional car charger that works at about the same 2-hour rate as the included charger. One really nice touch with these batteries is that there's an onboard gauge to tell you how much power each battery has. You don't need to install it and power up a flash unit just to get a battery power reading. The unmodified light from the Profoto B1 500 AirTTL is a smooth 77-degree light source coming from soft opal protective glass. The color temperature is 5600 degrees Kelvin, and in normal mode it only fluctuates plus or minus 150 degrees Kelvin over the entire power range, and only plus or minus 20 degrees from flash to flash. In freeze mode, with those super brief flash durations, it still only fluctuates 800 degrees over the entire power range and only 50 degrees Kelvin from flash to flash. If you want to modify the light, you can use traditional Profoto mounted light shaping tools or the umbrella mount shaft for more than 120 options to control and shape the light. This unit is so versatile, reliable, and easy to set up and use, it can turn practically any environment into a well-lit studio without a single wire or cable for power or controlling the flash. Now that you know about the Profoto B1 500 AirTTL off-camera flash, I bet you see possibilities in a whole new light. For B&H and Kelby Training, I'm Larry Becker. Thanks for watching.
Whether you're a hobbyist or a professional, B&H has the answers to your questions. Experience a world of technology at our New York City Superstore. Connect with us online or give us a call. Our staff of experts is happy to help.
Scott Kelby here, and welcome to this quick tour of our online training. We have hundreds of online classes for you, covering everything from lighting to landscape photography. From portrait photography to sports, we have classes on wedding, automotive photography, shooting, food, fashion, travel, you name it. The most incredible part of this is the price. You get all of this for just $199 a year, or you can pay monthly for just $24.95. 24-hour a day, 7-day a week access from anywhere in the world. I invite you to join with us today and start learning right now.